So today, guys, we're going to be showing you the complete guide for every scout mission in season 2 of Shades of Red. So scout 1 through 16, I will have complete timestamps right here. So let's get into it. So for scout 1, you need to be in Foggy Bottom. So what you're going to want to do is go to your map and go to this area here. This is where Foggy Bottom is. Now, if we head back to the manhunt, you can see I have completed activity 1. And what it was to do is you need to take over the graveyard control point, which if we go to our map, you'll see it's going to be this one. So all you need to do to complete activity 1 is take over this control point right here, Taxi Graveyard. Very easy to do. Just take this one over. For activity 2, you need to donate resource to any control point in Foggy Bottom. So since we completed Taxi Graveyard, all you need to do is just donate, and just donate 100 resources. Once you complete that, that's all you need to do. For activity 3, all you need to do is complete activities in Foggy Bottom. So that's just going to be any activity. Now remember, for completing control points, you get 2. For completing any type of other activity, it's just 1. For Scout 2, we're going to stay in the same area of Foggy Bottom. So you're not going to leave this area that we were just at. And for activity 1, we need to complete a bounty. So activity 1, before we can meet, I need you to take care of a bad actor. That is complete a bounty. So go to Foggy Bottom, go to bounties, and then select a bounty in the area. Now, for anybody who doesn't have a bounty in Foggy Bottom, you can do public executions or any of those hostage rescue missions, and you can get a bounty in the exact area you're looking for. And once you kill the bounty, you'll get that notification. Scout activity 1 complete. You'll get your reward. And now what we can do is go to activity number 2. For activity number 2, what you're gonna need to do is go to Potomac Event Center and complete that mission. The great thing about the scout missions is you can do them on any difficulty, but for activity 2, you need to complete the mission itself. And once you complete it, you'll get that notification, scout activity completed. Now we just have one more activity to do. For activity 3, it's just eliminate enemies by using shade skills in Foggy Bottom. So you stay in the same area, equip a striker drone, assault turret, and once you get 15 skill kills, you will be completed with Scout 2. And now we can go on to Scout 3. For Scout 3, we're moving to a new area. We're gonna go to West Potomac Park, and this is located in the southwest portion. And this whole area right here, yes, this is where all these activities are gonna take place. Now for activity 1, we need to complete Lincoln Memorial mission on any difficulty. Southwest corner of your map, Lincoln Memorial, complete it, and you'll get scout activity completed. Now we can go to activity number 2. Now to complete activity 2, we just need to get 25 headshots. So kill enemies with 25 headshots, and you'll get the notification that you have completed activity number 2 of scout number 3. Now we can go to activity number 3. Now for activity number 3, we're gonna need to clear a control point, and this is actually going to be the mask control point, which is the one that I actually have selected. And once you capture it, it will say scout activity completed. And now we have finished scout number 3, and we could go to scout number 4. So for scout activity number 4, we're gonna stick in the same area as scout number 3 in West Potomac Park. And for activity 1, all we need to do is complete 3 activities. Control points give you 2, and then obviously propagandas, hostage rescues, all the rest will give you 1. So 3 activities in this area. Once you do that, you completed them, you will get activity completed. For activity 2, this one's going to be take over control point, and the control point we're gonna need to go to is Flooded Levee, and this is the one that you're going to want to complete. And once you complete it, you'll get activity number 2 complete, and now we just have one final activity, and this one isn't too hard. It's going to be completing a bounty. Now, again, if you guys have no bounties in your area, public execution hostage rescues can drop them. And as you can see, I have a ton of them in West Potomac Park, so I can pick which one I want. I complete this, and I am done with scout number 4. So pretty straightforward on that one. Let's head over to scout number 5, activity number 1. So for scout number 5, the area you want to get to is going to be Constitutional Hall, which is this area right here. And for activity 1, we're gonna need to take over the Nest control point, which will be the control point just south of the safe house. Now for activity number 2, this one's gonna require a little bit more skill. You need to destroy 25 enemy weak points. So sometimes they have little pouches, they're ammo pouches. You need to destroy 25 weak points, and when you complete that, you'll get the notification that says scout activity complete. For activity number 3, this one is going to be a bounty. Very easy to do. Just go into your open world map, look for bounties in the area. Again, another thing, if you guys have no bounties in Constitutional Hall, well, that's where you're going to really rely on either the public executions, hostage rescue to drop you one so that way you can find one. But yeah, do a bounty in Constitutional Hall and that will complete this scout number 5. For scout number 6, we are staying in Constitutional Hall, and for activity 1, we need to complete DCD headquarters. Now again, remember, you can do this on any difficulty, so whether you want normal or on heroic, you guys can do it. Complete the mission and you'll get the notification that says activity completed. For activity 2, what we need to do for this one is going to resupply a control point in Constitutional Hall. Lucky enough, well, we have the nest already taken over, so we're gonna go over there and resupply this control point. Now remember, it needs to be 100, so have enough materials. Hopefully you guys do.
50.
Resupply this and then you'll get the notification that does say activity complete. Now we only have one more activity to complete scout number 6. And for activity number 3, we need to complete 3 activities in, yes, Constitutional Hall. So public execution, propaganda broadcast, territory control points, whatever you guys need. Even if you find any of these target range ones, well, you can do those 2, complete them, and you'll get that notification, scout activity completed. And we have finished scout number 6. For scout number 7, we're headed over to Federal Triangle, so it's going to be this area right here. And for this activity, we're going to need to apply status effects to 10 enemies. Now you can use the Scorpio shotgun, or if you have the Say No Mos, you can shock the enemies, but you just need to apply 10 status effects to 10 enemies. So pretty simple to do there. Do it however you would like. For activity number 2, we need to complete Jefferson Trade Center on any difficulty. So just fast travel there and complete this mission. Upon completion of the mission, you should get the notification that scout activity completed. And now we know that we can go on to activity number 3. Now this one's very easy to do. We just need to take over the Navy Plaza control point. This is gonna be in the same area. Once you complete it, kill the boss, and you'll get the final notification that we have completed scout number 7. So for scout number 8, well, we're gonna be in Federal Triangle area. So you wanna make sure that you're in the Federal Triangle area for this one. And for activity 1, we're going to be doing a mission. The mission is gonna be Viewpoint Museum. So head over there and complete this on any difficulty. Now, once you finish the mission, you'll get that notification at the top that says scout activity completed. And now, well, we can go on to activity number 2, which this one is going to be completing a bounty. So you need to complete a bounty in Federal Triangle area. So the same area where Viewpoint Museum is, this is where you're gonna look for a bounty. Now, for anybody who cannot find a bounty and you're trying to complete this, look for any public executions if you have no bounties in this area. I had 4 of them, so I was lucky that I did not have to worry about that. But if you don't, public executions or even hostage rescues can drop a bounty in the same area that you do them. And once you complete the bounty, you should get the notification at the top, target neutralized, and then scout activity 2 completed. So now we just have one more activity to finish scout number 8. Now for activity number 3, you need to complete 3 activities. So you could do a control point, which gives you 2, or you can just find any activities in the map. So you can see we have a control point in front of us. There's also a resource convoy. Complete any of them, and that's all you need to do for this one. Once you finish your 3rd activity, you'll get that notification at the very top that says activity completed. And well, we have officially completed scout number 8. So we only have 8 more to go. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this. Let's get into scout number 9. So this one's gonna be in Judiciary Square, and this is gonna be on the top right-hand corner of the map where you're looking at right now. And for activity number 1, you're gonna wanna take over the cinder block control point. And once you take that over, you'll get activity number 1. So very easy to do. Take over control point, cinder block. And when you complete it, you'll get the notification at the top that says activity number 1 complete. So now that we've taken over the cinder block control point, for activity number 2, you need to complete 3 activities in the area. You could do a control point for 2, or you could do any other activity for 1. That's really up to you. Now, once you complete all 3 activities, you'll get that little notification at the top, scout activity completed. So now that we took over cinder block control point, we completed 3 activities in Judiciary Square, we have activity number 3, and this one's going to be really easy. All we need to do is donate 100 resources to a control point leader, which we've already taken over cinder block, so let's just donate some materials to him. So that one is complete, and now we have finished scout number 9, completely. For scout number 10, we're going to stay in the same area of Judiciary Square, so the same area we just did the last scout mission. So everything we do for this scout will be in this area. So for activity number 1, where it says stop there laughing, that's eliminate 50 hyenas. So go to a control point, go to activities. You'll see a lot of hyena in Judiciary Square, so just knock those guys out. Once you complete 50 of them, you'll get the notification that the activity was complete. For activity number 2, you're going to want to complete a bounty in Judiciary Square. So yes, bring an outlaw to justice in the square. So yes, do one bounty. Again, if you happen to have no bounties in this area, well then that's where you're going to want to do a public execution or even a hostage rescue, so that way you have a chance of getting a bounty to drop in Judiciary Square. And once you eliminate the target, you'll get that notification that says scout activity completed, and we just have one more activity to do. For activity 3, you're going to want to complete 3 activities in this, and again, I've explained in the past, control points or just doing any of the activities in Judiciary Square. And once you finish all 3, you'll get that notification at the top that says activity completed, and that will be the end for scout number 10. Let's dive into 11. And for scout 11, we're still in Judiciary Square. So if you've done scout 9, 10 with us, scout 11, we're going to stay in Judiciary Square. Now for activity 1, you're going to want to complete a bounty in Judiciary Square. So just look up the bounty, find one and complete it, and that will give you completion for activity number 1. So that one was pretty simple. Let's get into activity number 2. Now for this one, you're going to need to eliminate 15 enemy equipment. So if you ever seen the enemies that shoot out their little remote control cars, or if they ever have a turret up, you need to eliminate 15 of those. So just let the enemy factions put up their turrets or send drones at you. Destroy those drones and, well, you'll be done with the activity. Now for the final activity, what you're gonna need to do is take over Hotel Infirmary Control Point. Yes, in Judiciary Square, so just look for it on the map. It's going to be at the top of Judiciary Square, and once you complete it, you'll get scout activity completed. And that is the end for scout number 11. So for scout number 12, we need to go to East Mall. We're finally out of Judiciary Square. So East Mall is going to be this full area right here where all these control points are. This is where we're going to be. Now for activity number 1, all you need to do is complete 3 activities. Once you complete those activities, whether it's public execution, you're joining control points, whatever you need to do, complete 3 activities in East Mall, and once you do that, you'll get the notification at the top that says scout activity completed. So now we can go to scout activity number 2. For activity number 2, we need to complete a bounty in East Mall area. So click on the bounties tab, look for East Mall. We actually have 2. We select one of these. Once we complete it, we'll get that notification at the top that says scout activity completed. And now we just have one more activity to do, and we will be done with scout number 12. Now for our final activity for scout number 12, we're going to need to do a control point, and well, that control point is Metro Ruins, and that's going to be the one to the far left. So Metro Ruins is a control point we need to complete. Upon completion of the control point, once you capture it, a notification says scout activity completed, scout completed, and well, we are completed with number 12. Now we can head on to Scout 13. So for Scout 13, we're staying in East Mall area, so we're not moving from this area. And for activity number 1, we need to complete a mission, and that's going to be Space and Air Museum. And that is the mission that you guys want to do. And a reminder again, you can do these on any difficulty, normal, hard, challenge, heroic, however you want to do it. Airspace Museum is what you want to do. Once you finish it, you'll get the notification at the top that says scout activity completed. We can go to activity number 2. Now for activity number 2, well, this is a control point, and regain your energy baking in the sun. Obviously, they're talking about Solo Farm. So look for the Solo Farm control point, which is right here. And once you capture it, you'll get that activity completed. So we just have one more activity to do, and well, let's get into it. For activity number 3, all we need to do is donate 100 resource to the control point leader. Since we just completed Solo Farm for activity number 2, you should have a resource leader there. Just donate resources to him, and once you donate it, you'll be completed with this task. So we are on Scout 14, and we are going to stay in East Mall once again. Now for activity number 1, you're going to want to complete the crash site control point, which is right next to Capitol Building Stronghold, this crash site right here. So complete this one, and you'll get the notification that you have completed activity number 1. For activity number 2, you're going to need to do a mission. Yes, so we're going to head over to American History Museum, and that's going to be right here in East Mall. So if we look at the map, it's going to be over here in the corner. American History Museum, this is the mission that you're going to need to do. Again, you could do this on invaded or non-invaded depending on what your map is set to at the time of completion, and on any difficulty. That is really up to you. So complete that, you'll get the scout activity completed at the top, and well, we have one more activity to do. For our third and final activity for scout number 14, it's really just complete 3 activities. We've kind of gotten used to this if you've been following along. So any control point gives you 2, the rest will give you 1. So just look at your map and see what activities you have in the area. And once you complete that, you'll get the notification, scout activity completed, scout completed. Now we can go on to scout number 15. We're finally out of East Mall, and now we can head over to Southwest. So you're gonna want to go to Southwest portion of DC, and you'll see it right here. So there's a couple missions here, a couple activities. For activity number 1, we're going to need to complete a bounty. So pull up the bounty tab, look to see if you have any bounties in the area. I actually have 1, so I'm lucky there. Complete the bounty. When you complete the bounty, you'll get the notification, activity completed. Now that we've completed 1 activity, we have 2 more before we're done with this scout mission. So for activity number 2, we're gonna need to complete a control point or have one taken over because we need to donate 100 resources. Now you actually have 2 control points in Southwest. You have No Hope Hotel, and then you also have another control point to your top left. So you can decide which one you want to take over. Once you have one of them take over, donate resources, and you'll get the notification at the top, scout activity completed. Now we only have 1 more activity left. For activity number 3, you need to kill 25 enemies from cover. So get into cover and then kill the enemy from cover. Now, if you're out of cover, you're not going to get notification. But look, I'm in cover. There boom. Once you get 25, scout activity completed. Now we just have 1 activity left. So for scout 16, we are going to stay in the same area in Southwest. And for activity number 1, we need to complete the mission Jefferson Plaza. So look for it on the map. That's the mission you're going to want to complete. And once you finish that mission, you'll get that notification, activity complete. And we just have 2 more activities until we're completely done. Now for activity 2, this one's pretty easy. All we have to do is complete 3 activities in the Southwest area. So just pick whatever activities you guys want to complete, do those activities, and that will be activity number 2. And for our final activity for Scout 16, we need to complete 1 final bounty. Thank God this is over. But yes, go to your bounties tab. I have 1 bounty available. Complete the bounty, and upon completion, you will get scout activity completed, scout 16 completed, and now you will have access to the Theo Parnell climax mission. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys found it useful, leave a thumbs up. Timestamps in the description. Nothing but skills is out.